The world of poetry is vast and wondrous, filled with grand tales and epic sagas. Yet sometimes, the most profound truths are found not in long stories, but in the briefest of moments. One such moment was captured with exquisite simplicity by the celebrated American poet Robert Frost. He was a master observer of the natural world, a man who saw deep meaning in the quiet woods and snowy landscapes of New England. His poem, Dust of Snow, is a remarkable testament to this skill. It is a tiny poem, just 8 lines long, but within its small frame, it holds a universe of feeling and a powerful message about life itself. This poem tells a simple story. A person, perhaps the poet himself, is having a rather dreadful day. The mood is low. Let us walk through the poem's narrative, step by simple step. We are told, "The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree." Imagine this scene, a path through a winter wood. The air is still and cold. The trees are laden with fresh snow, branches heavy and white. The world is quiet, muffled by the snowy blanket. The narrator walks through this silent landscape, their inner world far from peaceful. They carry a burden of sadness that has colored their day. Then we meet the other characters, a crow, a hemlock tree, which is often associated with somber things. And then, something quite ordinary happens. A crow, another creature often seen as a bad omen, shifts its position on a branch. This small movement causes a fine powder of snow, a dust of snow, to fall from the branch and land upon the person below. It is a fleeting, almost insignificant event. Yet it is this very thing that changes everything. It is a scene that could happen anywhere in the world where snow falls. A person, lost in thought, and an animal, going about its business. In that intersection, a small miracle occurs. The cold, soft touch of the snow acts as a gentle awakening. It jolts the poet out of his gloomy state of mind and brings him back to the present moment. The day which had seemed lost to sadness and regret is suddenly redeemed. A part of it has been saved, rescued from the clutches of a sour mood, all because of a crow and a little bit of snow. Robert Frost had an unparalleled ability to look at nature and see not just trees and animals, but reflections of the human experience. He understood that our lives are deeply intertwined with the world around us. Dust of Snow is a perfect example of this philosophy. It shows us that we are not separate from nature, but a part of its intricate and beautiful dance. The poem invites us to look closer at the small, everyday occurrences in our own lives and to recognize the potential for joy and renewal that exists in even the most unlikely of places. It is a lesson whispered on a cold winter's wind. Let us walk through the poem's narrative, step by simple step. The story begins with a person in a state of melancholy. We are told, at its very core, Dust of Snow is a poem about the profound and healing connection between humanity and the natural world. The poet is not in a grand, majestic landscape. He is in a simple, quiet wood, a setting that is accessible and familiar. It is in this ordinary natural space that he finds solace. The poem illustrates that nature does not need to be dramatic to be powerful. Its gentle, subtle influences can have the most extraordinary effects on our inner state. The poet's problem is internal, a sour mood, and nature provides an external, physical remedy. The interaction is key. The poet is not just observing nature from a distance, he becomes a part of the scene. The snow falls on him. There is a direct, physical contact that bridges the gap between the human and the non-human. This moment of connection is what sparks the change. The crow wasn't trying to cheer him up. It was simply being a crow. Nature's healing properties are inherent. This connection offers perspective. When the poet is wrapped in sorrow, his world shrinks to his feelings. The falling snow reminds him he's part of a much larger system. The crow, the tree, the snow, they are all part of a world that operates independently of his mood. That thought can be comforting. It shrinks our problems into a broader context. Nature's gentle hand doesn't erase the problem, but resizes it, making it manageable and reminding us life continues. Salvation can come from a crow or from a songbird. A bad day with bad omens can still be turned around. The choice of symbols in Dust of Snow is not accidental. It is a masterstroke of poetic genius. Robert Frost carefully selected the crow and the hemlock tree. As we have touched upon, the crow is often viewed as a symbol of ill omen. Similarly, the hemlock tree is not a cheerful maple or a sturdy oak. It is an evergreen, but its name is famously linked to the poison used to execute Socrates. Both the crow and the hemlock carry connotations of negativity and sadness. Frost chooses these symbols deliberately. If he had chosen a cheerful robin or a beautiful cherry tree, the poem's message would be far less surprising. Despite its apparent simplicity, Dust of Snow is a work of careful and deliberate craftsmanship. Robert Frost uses several literary devices. The most obvious is the rhyme scheme. The poem follows a simple A-B-C-D-C-D pattern. Crow rhymes with snow, me rhymes with tree, heart rhymes with part, mood rhymes with rude. This simple interlocking rhyme gives the poem a pleasing musicality and a sense of completeness. It makes the poem feel neat and contained, like the small, perfect moment it describes. Frost is also a master of imagery. We can clearly see the hemlock tree and the crow. We can feel the dust of snow. In the end, Dust of Snow is a small poem with a very large heart. It serves as a timeless and universal reminder that hope can be found in the most ordinary of days and the most unlikely of places. Robert Frost, with his keen eye and gentle wisdom, captures a single, fleeting moment and reveals the profound truth hidden within it. He shows us that we are not alone in our sadness, and that the world around us holds the power to heal and restore our spirits, often when we least expect it. The poem is a quiet celebration of the resilience of the human heart. The message encourages us to live with a greater sense of awareness. It prompts us to lift our heads from our worries, a crow, a tree, a dusting of snow. These are the elements that save the poet's day. What small things might save ours? Perhaps it is the intricate pattern of a spider's web, the sound of rain on a window pane, or the surprising warmth of a winter sunbeam. The poem invites us to look for these moments, to cherish them, and to allow them to work their quiet magic on us. It teaches us that no day is ever truly lost. Even a day that we have rued, a day filled with regret and gloom, contains the potential for redemption. A single positive experience, no matter how small, can be enough to change our perspective and save some part of the time we have. This is an incredibly empowering idea. The world is full of tiny, potential remedies, scattered like dust in the air around us, waiting for us to notice. So, let us carry the lesson of this poem with us. Let us remember the crow on the hemlock branch and the gentle fall of snow. Let us be open to the unexpected gifts that nature and life offer us each day. And when we find ourselves walking under a cloud of sorrow, may we be fortunate enough to be surprised by our own dust of snow, a small, beautiful moment that gives our heart a change of mood and reminds us that there is always a reason for hope.